So hello guys, today we are starting with our new topic with reconnaissance with Google Docking. So what does that mean, that what is Google Docking? First of all, I want to tell you that this topic is come under the ethical hacking, penetration testing and cyber security. If you are a cyber security analyst or in any domain, if you are working with cyber security, you must know about the Google Docking. So for today's lecture, this is a cybersecurity training with your cybersecurity trainer Harsh. With the live projects, we will go with the live implementation how to perform reconnaissance. So for now, what is a table of content? First of all, we see what does the table of content. We have to know what is the reconnaissance, what does that mean, and for that, first of all, we know what is the introduction for reconnaissance or type of reconnaissance, fundamental operators like Google locking, how to perform. It's also known as Google hacking. Also, it does also mean as called, we can say, Google hacking. And advanced Google operators, we perform the live demo on different targets. And after that, we follow up some overviews and ethicals, legal concern which we need to implement it, what are the tools we are covering, and what are the defense strategies and best practices. And after that, with the summary, and then we will close this session with this table of content. So with that, let's begin. First of all, introduction and branding. Welcome to the projects. As you can see, this is the lecture and project training on reconnaissance with Google Dorking. Okay, so for that, enhance your cybersecurity skills. We are the Tech Zones IT solutions. For any query, you have us our number. So for now, let's begin with our topic, which is reconnaissance. What does this mean? What does this mean, this reconnaissance? For a simpler term, I just want to tell you, if you ever saw this term, it's mean that you are fetching or gathering, like gathering or fetching the information. This may be not the good term, but the gathering is good one. Like we are gathering some kind of information about the target, about the organization. So this is what reconnaissance is. So for formal definition, reconnaissance is the initial phase in cybersecurity assessment. It is the first phase, we can say, in ethical hacking path. Like in full way, it's a first step to perform. Okay, so it's a initial phase in cybersecurity assessment focusing on gathering information, as I told you, gathering information about the system. So this is what they told, gathering information about the system before attempting to exploit them. This one is you need to remark, like this is the process we need to perform before try to exploit any type of vulnerability or technology. This is a systematic process which need to which identify and collecting data about the networks and system organization. That systematic process I already told you is the first step. So it's map. What does it do? It's like it tell us about the essential information which we need for the attack, essential information for the attack, and it's also map potential attack vector and entry point to the system. Like we can get some endpoints from where we can start our attacks. So endpoints and essential information also. So that's why reconnaissance is much important. So what's the important of reconnaissance? Reconnaissance is also known as footprinting. So it's the same thing. So footprinting refers for systematically gathering information about the target system or organization as a part of reconnaissance. Okay, so it will do the same things as I told you. Like it, what it will do that it will map the attack surface, identify some potential vulnerabilities. It will reveal the network infrastructures, uncover some organizational structure. We will know how the infrastructure will work. And it's the first step also, as you know, it's the first step of ethical hacking. uh, we can say what is the process, or we can say the steps we are followed. It's the first step, and it's enable effective security assessment and penetration testing. So for VAPT also, it's a play important role. So for what types of reconnaissance we need to deal? First of all, we already know what is reconnaissance, like what is information gathering and how to do information gathering. Then after that, what is there? There must be types. What are the categories we can say? There's two types of categories. First one is passive reconnaissance, and the second one is active reconnaissance. For passive, for both, for identifying both of the, like both of the types of reconnaissance, it's based on the interaction with the target. Like if you are interacting with the target or not, so that's how you will decided like what are the types of reconnaissance. So first of all, for passive one, as you know, passive something which does not include any aggression, where you does not aggress on something, like you don't need to contact with them. So same goes for the definition one, like for information gathering without direct interaction with systems. So here we does not interact with the system, always remember. But like for what are the tools we can use without getting interaction and get some information, like we can use whois, a DNS record, public website, and social medias. We can go with the like private window, not with the login ID. For Google Dorking we can perform, and for job listing, like using some job portals and companies. So this is how we perform passive reconnaissance. Sorry. For the active one, we need to interact with the target. We need to interact, okay, with the target. So the direct interaction with the target to gather intelligence. So here we get interacted with the target to get any kind of information. So what are the steps we can perform? We can perform port scanning, like network mapping, by using some tools like nmap. uh, grab Banner grabbing techniques can also perform by nmap. Service enumeration can be also performed by nmap. For vulnerability scanning, we can use some different tools like nicto, nessus, and the vulnerability scanning can also perform by nmaps. As you can see, nmap is one of the most important tool. So always remember, nmap is much useful, and you know to how to ace this particular tool for VAPT analyst, security analyst, or any kind of cybersecurity domain. So you know what are the types of reconnaissance, you know the passive reconnaissance, active reconnaissance. These are the tools which we used, and what are these types of things we can get. So for now, what does the we can go for introduction of Google Docking, which is our major topic in today's lecture. What does mean the Google Docking? For today's, we are going for only Google Docking. We have already covered this one, who is NSLOOKUP and DNS. We use DNS for dig command, dig tool. Let me clear it first. So it would be great for me. So for in a previous lecture, we have already performed. We know we can, in previous lecture we will use dig. We already use whois command. We already use NSLOOKUP. And some of the lecture we have try how to use nmap. We scan some targets, use some websites for alternative of the tools, alternative of these tools. And after that, we for today's we have to focus on what is Google Docking techniques. So for now we will proceed introduction for Google Dorking. Sorry, introduction to Google Dorking. What does that mean? For Google, it's easily understandable. Like Google, it's our like search engine, SEO, or we can say search engine. What does the Google Dorking mean? For a Google Dorking, as I already told you, it's also called Google hacking. It's a art of leveraging. It's a art of getting advanced search with using some operators to discover some sensitive information with unintentionally exposed on internet. So what does that mean? Like we are like this what we are doing in this Google Dorking. In this Google Dorking, we are using some kind of spatial operators. We are using some different types of spatial operators and try to fetch some additional details which are not present in the network. So in the internet it's not exposed, but we need to find that information. For fetching this, we are using some spatial operators. By using this spatial operators, for example, we are using site. For normally we can't get, if we search like Yahoo, there is chance that we get a Yahoo website on top of the search, or we can get some page or blog of the Yahoo. But when we use this special character site, it's a special character which are usually using in Google Dorking one. So this site character, what does it do? It's just simply fetch only the site related to Yahoo. Watch what we have searched. So with this, using this site operator, we has the higher percentage of chance, or we can say we will extract only the websites related to Yahoo. So technically we use some advanced researches and just found only websites related to Yahoo. So that's how Google dorking, or we can say Google hacking, will work. We are using some different operators or to finding some certain information which are not exposed. So this is what we do. We are using some syntax, special syntax, to find some target, like search syntax can reveal exposed database. Yes, you are listening right. We can get some login pages, exposed databases, and sensitive documents also. Documents, like what kind of documents? There must be PHP file, some TXT file which are revealing some password, or we can say some JSON file, some server files. So any type, any kind of sensitive documents which can help to leverage our attack and to get anything. So this is simply leveraging our, here we leverage our advanced search operators to discover some sensitive information. So that's how the Google Dorking will work. And for the tool, there is have some specific tool, but let me go for some, first of all, some fundamental operators. So what does that operator? Operator, what is operator? Operator, as you already know, like any kind of special symbol which perform any action, like for plus, for minus, for equal to, these are the special character, operators, so these perform any specific task. But for when we perform Google operator or Google hacking, we have some commands which have performed some different different actions. So what are the special commands? First of all, it will help to uncover specific information. So what was your first command? Like site, as I already told you, it restricted search to specify domain and website. As in example, I told you, if we try to get Yahoo with using this site operator, we only get the site related to Yahoo. So for the file type, we can expose some files specifically by giving that if we want PDF related to yahoo.com, so we only fetch the files of PDFs in the form of PDFs which are related to Yahoo. For entitled, we use this entitled so that the page must have this title on their pages. That's how this entitle work. For in URL, if you are searching for a term, then this in URL will work. For in text, goes for a same. If you want to find some text, specific task sorry in text in text is work when you want to find some specific text on the page content. Like if there is a whole page of having some photos, images, style, and text, if you want some specific, it can fetch it for you. So that's how the fundamentals of Google operator will work. So what are the advanced Google operators? First of all, I need to clear that the Google is a super powerful search engine. So you can assume that uh, you can assume that we can use some different types of operators. There are some like catches. Catch operator is used view Google catch version. Here we can extract some catches from the web page. So we can extract some cache which has been stored on the server if the site is down. So let's assume that whenever the first time, if like a Yahoo or let's assume the Yahoo, if a Yahoo has a website in 2016. So for now, if Yahoo is still running, they will discard this one and inherit some another which has the newer version of 2024. So this must be archived, or we can say it must be converted into cache form. So we can get what are the information regarding this cache. So this operator will work fine with finding these types of information. But when we talk about link, the link is also advanced. It's find the pages that link to specific URL. The URL you have given, it find that link which all over the search engine, all over the internet having that particular URL or a link, it will fetch and give it result to you. For related one, as you understand, it discovers some similar and specific domain related to that particular command you have given. For all in title, as we see in title, but for all in title, find pages with all specified terms what we have given on the query or we command. It will fetch the all type of entitles specific terms. For all in URL, as you can see, for its description, locate pages with specified terms in URL. So we will get some specified terms in URL. So we have covered the advanced Google operators also, and we are done with some fundamental Google operators also. So after that, what are the common Google dorking techniques? What types of techniques we usually use by a security researcher? So first of all, finding public domain. For public domain, you can use this file type to get some PDF site for a company, and you can give a markup with a confidential. So you will get something like with confidential. For that, let me try to get my file. Oh, sorry, my machine, my virtual machine. I always prefer, and I always suggested you that always prefer the virtualization machine. Don't go with your own computer. It is safe to perform reconnaissance, but I doesn't prefer that thing. As you can see, this is my dig one. I have performed this kind of stuff previously on our previous lecture. So for now, we will go for our target. First of all, we will go for Google search. Let me take a target. Maybe if you we can go for Yahoo one also. Yes, we can go for Yahoo. So first of all, we have to go for site and we have to type yahoo.com. So with using this type, we can get only file or only sites related to Yahoo. As you can see, Yahoo Mail, Yahoo Mail, Yahoo Mail, and the finance one also, the sports one we also get. But when you come here, your search is get like you will also find something related Google Play or Wikipedia, or maybe you have only 5 searches. But when you come to site, there is more number of search, the additional one also, where you can find some different pages. And if you want to type a file type thing, what we have learned, we will go for file type, and we will go for PDF one. So what does it return? If in this Google hacking prompt we are fetching that the site must be from Yahoo and the file type must be PDF. So whatever you are seeing here, they are providing the PDF regarding and related to Yahoo. So we can easily fetch some of them. We can get the data of anyone personals of any company. So always remember, you do not perform any types of work unethically. Always go for the organization permission and with proper ethics. So as you can see, this is a file type of PDF, so I can easily fetch the PDF of this Yahoo. And with using these, downloading these types of different file, I can easily get some kind of sensitive information in here. So for that, after our this one part, we already performed this. We can also use in URL. So we will try to do some in URL also. So let's go for in URL. Wait a minute. So for we type in URL, or we will go for a login.com. So maybe it will fetch some logins of particularly yahoo.com or related to Yahoo. So see, it will fetch some login, or yes, you can see that it will work for only the logins page which are related to Yahoo. As you can see, this is the main page of Yahoo, but we also fetch some kind of Auth0 community, Turbify related to Yahoo, and the Frontier Internet, which is also related to Yahoo. So and just answer also, how to log into your Yahoo account, what types of any types of information or web pages related to login, and as well as related or belongs to Yahoo site, we can fetch it from here. So with that, after that, we have already done with the site things, the in URL also. And after that, we can perform these types of short things also, like we have performed the site one, we have performed the file type. We can use the in title or in URL one also. I will go for in text one first. So removing this in URL and use in text one. For in text, we can give something like live. Maybe it doesn't fetch anything, but here, as you can see, the Google has detected our system that you can not search these types of things. So it may be such suspicious sometimes. We will try to do something different. Site PK. Okay. So now Google is not permitting us to perform these types of actions. So for now, we will go here and go for google.com. Let me copy it here so I don't need to type search Google. It was a typo mistake, but it's fine. So for now, we can perform here site. As you can see, I have already performed. So it's a site. So you doesn't find anything about the booking.com. This is our information, like this is our target of booking.com. With site, we can use in text one, as I told, in text, and we can get any type of live type of string. Okay, so we will get live in JP Nagar, like this type of things. We can extract some password. Maybe we can get Here you can see it will fetch some sites which have index including passwords. So you will get the all types of websites and web pages. So this is how the things will going to work for you. How will you go with and search and perform these things? And I already perform with this. So let's proceed with index also done. In URL you can perform by yourself. In these types of things where we have get some login pages that I tried, expose some directories and some configuration files like using server API key or different types of, and it can also expose some databases. So this is how the things will work. And live demo I have already performed how to get the sitemap with URL PDF confidential. So you need to see here what does it return. That result may reveal internal reports, financial data or customer information. So you must be cautious with doing these types of stuff. So you must be cautious, always have caution with that. You can analyze search results, information exposures, and you can identify some targeted domain or document some findings. You can get some implications. We can find these types of things also. If you go for in-text, that's I already perform. Like you can fetch some passwords, usernames, file types with different file types. What are the security impacts can be done when if our organization or our own information are sensitively exposed? So it can be credential and theft, or the data breaches can be occur, and account takeover like access could be possible, and compliance violation can be performed. So with that, we have done this thing. We have performed, and we can expose some vulnerabilities also by using this. You can also get some file types, all different types of file types. For Google Dorking, you can also search for Google Dorking commands, and with this you will find like what are the types of commands are present. With that, this scenario we can perform our security assessment exercise. What we have practically done by using all different types of specified command on your organization with proper permission and legal, and you find some document finding, some potential vulnerabilities, and you will get some sensitive information exposure, and you can provide some security recommendation also. So this is how the Google Dorking will work. From the Google hacking database, as you can see, we can find some of these here also, like this site of GitHub, external file and URL one. For the in titles, these are the all types of dork we have performed. So with that, let us proceed what we have done. Like what do you need to done for Google Dorking reconnaissance project? If your company assign you this, what are the methodology you can conduct? First of all, you need to define the scope. What are the scope they have provided? Like what are the out scope and in scope part of thing? Then you must have the rules. What are the rules of engagement? Like how to interact? What are the limitations, the domains, the ethical boundaries? And after that you will start your gather initial information, like target about information about the what is inside. By using the domain, it can reveal some subdomain, some web structures and some different websites. Then you need to execute some different docs like these, and then after that you will need to go with all types of special characters. What are the special characters are used, like what are the dorkings commands they use. And after that, by using this special command, or we can say queries or characters, whatever you say, after these dork, you will find some sensitive information. You will find some login pages. You will find some kind of sensitive exposure, which may can lead some to vulnerabilities. You must also know about the knowledge of vulnerabilities. So after these findings, you need to perform this fourth step with documentation and analyze the findings. So you have done with this, record all discovered information and potential vulnerability, and then after that you will present like the result and recommendation, what are the mitigation strategies, what are the share findings, what did you find, what are the security implementation. So this is how the things will work. So these are the 5 steps you have to perform and conduct your projects, or we can say Google Dorking project perform reconnaissance. For ethical hacking and legal concern, which is the most crucial part, like this is very powerful tool, or we can say methodology. So don't do anything unethically, always go for legally and ethically. Understand the boundaries of your organization, always go with the law. Don't try to break any law or any authorized system. Only use authorized system for legitimate search. Don't use any unauthorized system or computer. And accessing or exploiting expose sensitive data like can violate these types of law, general data protection law and the CFA. So always have a pin role, like you does not need to break any law and does not need to violate any law, and always obtain proper authentication and maintain some documentation what you have performed, which is useful on your whole reporting and project things. And report vulnerabilities responsibly, proper with channels. Okay, don't misuse those vulnerabilities, just report it to the company. So that's how your legal and ethical concern will do. After that, what are the tools and resources for Google Dorking? As we told, like what if the first of all, the first one, the essential resources are the Google hacking database. That is this one I have already told you, where you can get some of docs, a good amount of dork. And after that you can go for online cheat sheet, where which is provided by different vendors, so you can get cheat sheet on also. For dorking exercise also, you can search operators and some Google hacking suites. And you can go for our portal also, edutech zones resource portal. You will get receive some video tutorials like this one, and you will receive the training scenario. You will get a help assist also, and you will get extra benefit with tying with us. So for the recommended book, I have read this one a little bit also. And for the related certification for this path, or we can say this journey, it must be CEH, OSCP, and this kind of certification you can go for defensive strategies. What are the strategies we are using? Implement a robust robot.txt. This txt file will control the SEO to decide what to surf or what to not. I already told you about what this site or this file do, what does the robot.txt will do. So you must implement it correctly, using no index and no flow tags for sensitive directory. This is also security measure. Enforce proper file permission and access control. Conduct regular security audits using your Google Dorking or your old domain, which I already told you. Provide security awareness training to your employee. This one also play an crucial role on your organization. So these are the defensive strategies and best practices we can do. So for industry case studies, there is some case. As you can see, there is a financial institution data leak in 2019, not much before, where just a simple query this type of simple query will reveal sensitive information. Just imagine this simple query will, as we already go for file type 1, XLSX or in text, we also perform these types of simple stuff, and it can reveal a huge data. So as you can see in 2021 and 22 also, 21 it's a government agency implemented robot.txt and directory permission after security audit revealed sensitive document exposure. And in healthcare also found with using this query some accessible information just by the directory listing. So it, you can see there is much for directory listing, so always be aware with that. So these are the industry case study you can see. So with this we need to come end of this our session. So with this, what is the summary we have covered in this short lecture? We perform reconnaissance, we know what is Google Dorking, what are the special commands we are using, what are the different types of commands queries are there, hands-on skills we have to be already perform in Google. As you can see, the Google can give some time of ban of you also, like I got on my VMware. So always remember, don't try to get too much excessive, and implement some, like you, the third point is always operate ethically and legally. As I already told you, don't go for unethical things, it will harm you in a long term. So always go for legally and ethically. And after that, implement defensive strategies to protect your organization data. So this is the outcomes we have done with this lecture. We will already we learn about the Google Dorking, their implementation, the work ethics, the types of sensitive information we can get, and some of the real world industry leakage or exposure by the Google Dorking. So this is your end of this session. And for to explore some more courses, go with TechZone's IT solution. This is our DNS domain name. You can go visit our website. You can also contact with this number. As you can see, this is our number. I will write it in a bigger format so you can easily get this number. Try to contact us and have a training with us. So with that being said, thank you for everyone. Thank you for joining. And for another steps for more advanced training modules for your continuous cyber security, come join with us, join the tech zones with me as a trainer Harsh. And thank you for each and everything. And thank you for your time.